Hello, I'm Trent and here's my portfolio/website. Let's start with my background. The reason why I chose this background is one, I love football, and two, it's very educational and it's very teachable. The reason why I chose these two components is football relates to education. Why, you ask that? Well, one, education on and off the field with X's and O's matter. And two, learning from coach to player has also another aspect in education. The slogan I used in my portfolio is where you can find education and you can get education. I will go through two aspects of my website, the home and about, which creates a different environment that you can be a comfortable way of seeing what my education is in my portfolio. Let's scroll down. Let's start with this picture. The reason why I chose this picture is because one, education revolves around the world, and two, is history books around the world, which I would like to teach. The reason, let's go through a little bit of what my purpose is and my purpose statement on my portfolio page. One of the things that I want to do is not only teach high schoolers, but also adults. The reason why I chose that because one, I can relate to high schoolers because I've been one, and since I'm a young adult, I think I can be able to interact with adults that are my age and help those who are older than me that I can learn from and they can learn from me. So that's really my purpose of why I want to teach and what I'm going to teach, which is history, which was in my undergrad. And I love history because it's not only what happened in the past, the present, but it can happen again in the future. Let's scroll down further to just a second. Oops, sorry. But let's scroll down. Here are my three portfolio operations through my website. Number one is my personal philosophy, two, my resume, and three, my certification and jobs. Let's start with my philosophy of what I want to teach and educate. So when you want to learn, or when you get to this website, you will click on Learn More, go to the link, see where it has File, Trent Matthews Philosophy Document, and open the link. Since my page is having a little bit of difficulty, we're going to go here and we're going to click on my portfolio, my philosophy, excuse me. Here's my philosophy and what I believe in. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but what I would like for you to grasp in this video is what I want to do, my steps. One of the steps I want to do is make a comfortable environment for my learners or students. I want to engage with a vision and clear picture of what am I doing. I want to have different storytelling that relates to education, bring people that are bring people or guest speakers that can relate to the students. I would also have efficient job search as far as what they want to do as far as their plan or career after they get done with my class. I would also have students be able to teach what they want to teach. So at the end of the year, I would like all my students to, at the end of the day, be able to teach a class of what they desire and what they love. It can be anything long as it's relatable to the class. I also want to have people to have an extrinsic mindset and an extrinsic mindset where they can also be comfortable with what they're learning and what they can teach. That's some of the type of things in my personal portfolio, but once you get on my page, you can see more about what personally I want in my philosophy. So we're going to get on my philosophy, and go to my resume. We're here, having a little bit of technical difficulties, but that's okay. But skipping to my resume goes to what I've done and what I can do as far as my teaching abilities. Like I said, go to the file, learn more, Here's my file, Trent Matthews Resume 2015, and click on the link. Since I have it up already, here's my resume. It just goes through some of the things that I've been through or I've done through the past years. My profile, my education, what my major is and minor, my skill level, my professional work and experience, as far as all the jobs that I had, the youth camps that I've done, volunteer work, which is important to me, and etc. So here's my resume of what I've done, and if you want to check it out, just go onto the link on Learn More. Finally, my last is creative jobs, which is based on what I've also done, what I showed in my resume, but a little bit more in depth in my portfolio. Let's check it out. So like I said, we're going to go on the link, Trent's accomplishments, open it up, and you'll find it there. But I also have it here. And this is just a brief overview of what I have. I got the city of Fort Collins. I worked for 4 years. The student teaching I had at Boats Middle School. The frequent visits to my middle schools around Fort Collins, Colorado. Some of the awards that I've gotten in the past 2015 season, and some of the accolades that I've already achieved as far as the Good Works team. And there's also another link on my page where you can see what that actually is. So those are 3 components of my page. Let's go more in depth in my page as well. So now we're going to transform to the About. And my About is more in depth about my education. Like I said, I have my background in football because it relates to education in myself. As we scroll down, one of the main philosophies is to inspire people to love with expert resources. I think if you have resources in an educational environment, it creates a better knowledge and skill and value belief in different environments or different people in different groups. I think that is very important in teaching technique and training to not only research but educate and also learn. Some of the things that I want to do as far as educator is also, if I'm teaching high school, I want to help my youth also be able to understand what I'm coming from, why we're doing this, what kind of skill does it happen, what kind of skill will you have and further in life. So I think that's a big part of what my resources can provide. And I think if you create a good and helpful environment, you can excel on those aspects, and it can make a big improvement in students' lives. Going further down to the bottom of my page, here's just a picture. It says a peek into our creative nest. Not saying that this will actually be my classroom, but the reason why I chose a creative nest is because learning is not one way. And that's not, in my philosophy, there's no one way of learning. I think if you're creative, not only as a teacher, but as students, it creates a nest where it's comfortable, it's energetic, it's happiness, it's a lot of things that you can go into further in depth into that. But I believe that if the students love the class, I love the class, then it's easier for people to learn. Finishing not only with my portfolio, but finishing in my portfolio. And what I mean by that is finish is the word. The word finish in my portfolio, it means in my class we want to learn, but there are goals that we need to meet in the classroom. Some are getting degrees or graduating high school. So that's why finishing is so important. And I think if I instill that in my kids, in my philosophy, and not only in myself, I think that I can create a better environment for not only myself but students as well. Thank you. I'm Trent Matthews, and here's my portfolio / website. And I thank you for your time.